Yeah. What's up, y'all? I guess YouTube didn't like my energy, or Facebook didn't like my energy when I first started. So this is round two. All right, this is round two. And what I want to talk to you about is the one thing that we all need to do now more than ever. One of the most important things that we need to do now more than ever. All right, so I got my drink here. I got fiber. All right, I got some fiber and water that I drink every day after dinner to help cleanse, give a cleansing effect to my body. And I just invite you guys to look around. Check out your environment. Go outside and look at the trees in your front yard and look at the growth, the green acne, bacteria-looking growth, the mold that it looks like is growing on these trees. Just have a look at that. Look at your concrete, your streets that you know that they paved and they tarred and they shut the block down last year to do this, and then there's already cracks in the street and in the sidewalk. Why is that happening? Look around you. Look around you when you're out. We live in a society now where everybody wears a mask. The healthcare system, it is what it is. You know, you've seen like numbers, your kids. Oh, our kids. Are our kids gonna go to school? Are they not gonna go to school? You know, are you gonna have like a stay-at-home job because your kids can't go to school? They can't play sports? You know, observe, because I know a lot of you like to watch the news. There's riots and unrest. A black man was executed in Minnesota. Just have a look around. None of what's going on is normal. We have a boogeyman virus. We have a virus that's hovering around that everyone is scared of. And this virus can survive 80-degree temperatures in sunlight. Now remember, they told us, Dr. Fauci and Dr. Atkin told us back in March, sunlight and 80 degrees will kill the virus, will kill the pathology. But this thing is steel. It's built like that stuff that Wolverine is made of because it doesn't die. So now everybody has to wear a mask. A judge has to pass laws or block laws so you can enjoy a good night out after 10 p.m. So none of this is normal, okay? Just observe your surroundings. Nothing going on is normal. So the one thing that you should be doing now more than ever is cleaning up your nutrition. You must do it if you want to make it to the long haul. If you're in this for the long run, all right? If you're in this for the long run. Because remember now, we have a boogeyman virus out here that's making people sick, all right? People have pneumonia. You know, the flu is still around, even though you don't really hear about it. But, you know, so we have to, especially those of you that are awake. You know, if you're awake and you're out here trying to tell people what's going on, like to show people the truth and to spread the truth, it's really important that you eat well too, because you have to stop giving your money and supporting these greedy corporations who have really done nothing but poison us. Like this junk food, this genetically engineered food, this genetically modified food that they're spraying glyphosates all over it. Hello. We should not be consuming this stuff. All right? It's one of the reasons why people are getting sick. Because when we talk about genetically modified foods, when we talk about genetically engineered foods, and we talk about consuming that stuff, guess what else gets genetically engineered? It is us. So some of you are wondering why you have these infections, these digestive problems, sinus infections, headaches. You know, you're sick, you can't conceive, you can't have babies. What is causing this? What is causing this? So this is not normal, and you have to start taking responsibility and taking your health and your life into your own hands. All right? So this is important. We have to start eating better. Avoid genetically modified foods, avoid genetically engineered foods. Glyphosates, they spray glyphosates all over these carbohydrates, all over our rice, our corn, our wheat, our pasta, the cereal, the quinoa, the mullet, the buckwheat. Those of you that are heavy into eating rice, which is almost as every nation, you know, the Asians eat rice, Latins eat rice, blacks eat rice, you know, Middle Eastern, they eat rice, Indians eat, everybody loves rice. And this technology, this stuff that they're spraying on our food is always going to be in the carbs. It's always going to be in the carbohydrates, because carbon is the carrying device. If you guys have seen any of my videos, you know I go at silica hard. Silica. Silica is the fake version, is the synthetic carrier of this technology, of these illnesses. Carbon is the organic version, is the organic carrier, carbon C60. If you see anything with carbon C60 in it, you gotta run. Your carbs, your corn, your quinoa, your wheat, your bread, your cereal, your rice, your pasta, I think it's a good idea to avoid those things. Now, as a trainer, as a health professional, I'm supposed to, when we talk about this, coach you on the GI index, on how they metabolize in your body, well, how the difference between wheat bread and white bread, and how it metabolizes, and how one will give you energy quickly and one will give you sustained energy. I'm supposed to be able to talk to you about that. And that's what a lot of people and trainers are out here talking about. But what I'm telling you about is the technology and the things that they are spraying and putting on the food. This gets into our body and it affects us. Not a lot of people know. It's worth looking up. And I have tons of resources that will support what I'm saying. So guys, when I talk about good health, I suggest to you getting on a meal plan, getting on a diet. You have to start avoiding high calorie snacks, sugar, salty foods, fat and fried foods, and excess alcohol. You have to start avoiding these things. And that in turn is going to help you feel better, lose some weight, build up your immune system so you can fight the environment, the things that we have to deal with, just the stress of what's going on, of living today. You have to start with your nutrition. You're going to have to do it if you plan on being here for the long haul. Now, my advice, my suggestion would be a ketogenic diet. All right, a ketogenic diet. I know some of you have done this before. It probably didn't work out. Let's talk about ketogenic diets. They're normally high in protein. They're high in fats, particularly animal fats. And you have fruits and vegetables. With the ketogenic diet, you don't eat a lot of carbs. All right, so the reason that I like this diet is twofold. One, you have protein, you have the fats, so you're going to get all types of iron and vitamins and minerals with that. Then you're not taking in a whole lot of carbs. So now when your body is using energy, it's using your fat for energy instead of carbohydrates. So I suggest a ketogenic diet. Now, what I do also suggest you do is you have carbs every 4 days. So, you know, you're going to eat bread, you're going to eat rice, at least a little bit. I mean, I would just try to limit it as much as you can. But, you know, every 4 days, have a serving or have servings of that. That would be my suggestion. So it's like a cycle. I know a lot of you have tried the ketogenic diet before and then you stopped because you didn't eat carbs at all for like 20 or 30 days. You just went without eating carbs. And then when you started eating them again, you blew up. You started gaining weight. So I think cycling every 4 days is good. And we're also using fat for energy. All right. So this is my recommendation when it comes to eating right and tightening up your meals. Now, the vegan lifestyle, okay? A lot of vegans eat soy products, soy milk. They have soy beans, they have soy, whatever. Soy is in their protein, all right? I'm not a huge fan of soy. Matter of fact, I despise it, all right? Besides the way that is linked to breast cancer, soy really plays havoc on your thyroid, all right? So you don't want your thyroid to be jeopardized. It's going to mess with your metabolism. It's going to mess with your body temperature, just your overall health. Now, one of the things that they're not telling us, or they will eventually tell us 6 months down the line, like they told us about the 60 different hand sanitizers that were dangerous, is one of the side effects of wearing these masks where you can't breathe through your nose and your mouth is you're damaging your thyroid. You are doing that. If you just read a book on how to breathe and how food is digested, when you are breathing in carbon dioxide, you're damaging your thyroid. All right? So iodine is really good for that. Kelp is a good supplement. But right now, I guess I'm talking about nutrition, like food. All right? And that's one of the reasons why I don't recommend eating soy products. And if you look, a lot of the things that you probably have in your cabinet, even like things like marinade and creams and sauces, has some kind of soy in it. Your supplements have soy, you know? And we wonder, like, what's giving us these infections and these headaches? And I'm telling you, we have to start looking at food. We have to start taking responsibility for what we're putting in our body. It was amazing. Like, I have to drive past the McDonald's every day to go home, and that thing is never empty. I mean, the drive-thru is always full. The drive-thru to McDonald's is always full. I don't understand it. It's not even real food. What are we doing here? I thought we wanted to be alive and we wanted to protect our health. We have to start eating better. This is the one thing that we need to do. And some of you are, you know, I hear this thing about dairy. You hate on milk, you hate on dairy products, and I just don't understand it. And you wake up in the morning and you take probiotic supplements, and that doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. All right? So milk, you must understand the difference between homogenized and non-homogenized. What does that mean? Unpasteurized milk and pasteurized milk. What does that mean? What would happen if you actually drunk raw milk? What would happen? Oh man, a little tug and then some chug. What would happen though? What are the health benefits of that? See, it's something worth looking at. It's something worth knowing. It's something worth researching, because that could put you on a path to a longer life. You never know. Who knows, right? But I would also say beware of the fish oils that you guys love, the cod liver oil, you know, that rancid, that flaxseed oil. It's all rancid. It's rancid. Man, you got to look this stuff up. Don't just do it because somebody else is doing it or somebody said it was good or your friend said it was good. You got to look it up for yourself. And one of the things, all right, that these doctors, physicians, and experts that they've known for a long time is that our atmosphere, our environment, the air that we breathe has been harming us for the past 60 years. They've known this for 60 years ago. This was the #1 cause of death, was our air, our environment. It's 2020, and I can almost guarantee you it's still the #1 cause of death. Our environment. Our environment. Hi-fi, lo-fi, FM, AM, radio waves, frequencies, 5G, 6G, phone in the pocket, iPad in the face, laptop, blue beam technology hitting us, frequencies. Every time you walk into a grocery store, frequencies, frequencies. We go on house arrest for 6 weeks. What are they out doing? Putting up 5G towers everywhere. Why are they waiting to do that when we're on house arrest? Guys, this environment is one of the reasons that we're stressed out, one of the reasons that we're unhealthy. Besides the food, one of the things that affects and corrupts our genetic code. Our genetic code, our mitochondria, our organs. Mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, the muscle of your cells, right? That's the mitochondria. So, guys, it's time to take your nutrition, your eating into your own hands, all right? Stop eating out so much. Stop eating all the junk food. Stop supporting these ratchet Keebler elves cookies and all the cookies and snacks and the Fruity Pebbles, because that food is not giving us any nutrition. It's not doing anything but harming our body. I promise you that. I promise you that. That's not a conspiracy. Okay? So, and beware of veganism. Beware of it. Listen, I like the vegetables and the grains and the fruit. I think like a diet like that is great for 5 days, for 6 days, for 3 days. I think it's a great way to clean your body. It's a great way to detox. But when you start talking about long-term veganism, well, one thing I can guarantee you, you're already going to have an iron deficiency. You're not eating any meat, you're not eating any beef, you're going to be low on iron. This is one issue you're going to have, among others, right out the gate. Remember what I was telling you about soy earlier, how it's linked to breast cancer, how it messes with your thyroid. This is one of the reasons why vegans are very sick. Have you ever met a healthy vegan before? A lot of vegans are very sick because they're eating a lot of soy products, which is messing with their thyroids. So, beware of the vegan lifestyle. 5 days to have no meat, no dairy. It's a great way to cleanse. But guys, when I talk to you about eating well and taking nutrition into your own hands and the ketogenic diet, we're talking about smart oils to use, coconut oil. You're talking about eating animal fat, so not just the breast, but also eat some wings, eat some drumsticks, eat the thighs. You know, when you're eating steak, eat some of the marble on there. Cook it in animal fat, right? You're talking about healthy eggs. Like God knew what he was doing when he created these animals to feed us. And he even tells us in his word what animals to eat and not to eat. So that's all I got to say about that. And one last thing, since I'm on the subject of God or Yahuwah, you know, the Heavenly Father, I read the Sefer, guys. So in the Old Testament, there is the story of Joseph, right? You have his dad, Jacob. Joseph had 10 older brothers and a younger brother, Benjamin, and that's what made up the 12 tribes of Israel. What the Bible doesn't have, that the Sefer does have, is those 10 older brothers. They were some fierce warriors. Oh, the battles that they fought were amazing. 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 All right. So anyway, Joseph went to Egypt and he became basically the second in command of Egypt. And there was a famine for 7 years. There were no grocery stores open. Farmers couldn't grow food. But Joseph was smart because during the 7 years where there was abundance, he took the food into the storehouse. He stored the food. He took some of the soil from the ground in with the food, and he stored it, and he saved it. All right? So then when the famine came, guess who was the man? Guess who everybody had to come to? They had to come to Joseph. He basically had the first Whole Foods. He basically had the first Whole Foods chain. People would come from miles away to come and get his groceries, his food, because he was prepared. He was smart. He was thinking. So I would advise you guys, just think about the possibility that this fall there might be a shortage in food. You know, we have a change shortage. There's a shortage in pennies and nickels and dimes and quarters. So let's just assume, okay, in the future there might be a shortage of food. You need to have some stored at home. You need to have tuna stored at home. You need to have powdered eggs, powdered milk, canned milk. You need to have some storage at home just in case you can't get to the grocery store. A water filter is also a good one. And also, just in case, prepare for a power outage. You know, who knows? Electricity might go out. How are you going to cook your food? Do you have a barbecue grill, charcoal grill? Do you have a hibachi? How are you going to cook if the power goes out? Those are just some things to think about. All right, so let me look through the comments here. What's the solution to what? Brian Snyder, the solution to what? I say the Heavenly Father is the solution to it all, man. He'll open your eyes. Tequila shots in Nashville. Okay, so shots, though. I'm glad you brought that up, because if you can handle your alcohol, you know, I tell you guys about not drinking excessively. You know, I have some people that I trained in the past, they just drank entirely too much. You have a bottle of wine a night, multiple beers. This is guys, fellas, the glyphosates. Do you wonder why? I can literally look at some of you guys. Look at the boobs on that guy. Look at the ass on that guy over there. You drink too much beer, man. You got to slow it down. You got to cut down on alcohol. Ladies, moms, I know you're stressed. You can't drink a bottle of wine a night. I'm saying, but if you can control your alcohol, shots of vodka, shots of tequila, shots of rum with a few drops of essential oil, maybe some oregano, some pine, some rosemary, some sage. Take a little shot with a couple drops of essential oil. Boom! You want to talk about a jolt to the immune system? Man, that deserves a hand clap. That's a great way to support the immune system right there. But you got to be able to control your alcohol. So, what's up, Rick, man? I appreciate you, man. What's my opinion on the workout mask? Well, you know, back in 2012, 2013, 2014, that was very popular to wear the elevation mask. I even have one. I never wore it before, except when I did a video shoot, a photo shoot. I was doing my alter ego Bane, and I had this mask on. It was the first time I wore it. Did a photo shoot, working out, and I got to tell you, I almost died. I almost died that night. That was one of the closest things that I got to death. All right, and we've seen the news. We've seen guys out running with their mask on, and they've collapsed. Their lung explode. Their heart stops. We see that. You know it's smart. You're restricting your breathing. So why would you want to wear a mask when you're working out? I feel sorry for the people that do wear masks when they work out. Then your oxygen turns into carbon dioxide, so then you're going to breathe that in. So, the mouth, the throat, the heart, the brain, the lungs, the thyroid. You know, the amount of autoimmune diseases and cancers that we're going to see in the next 3 or 4 years because of these masks. Are probiotics bad for you? No, I don't think so. It's just funny to me that people will tell me that milk is bad for you. Like when I tell them milk is not bad. It's the land of milk and honey. The land of milk and honey. Milk is not bad for us. It's when man messes with the milk, with the pasteurization and the homogenization. When the man messes with the milk, that's when things start getting muddy. That's where the problem comes in. So, and if you drink milk, real milk, where the cream rises to the top and underneath you have the skim milk and you have to shake it up. If you drink that type of milk, if you eat cottage cheese, if you eat Greek yogurt, then you don't even need probiotics. You're already consuming the good bacteria. You know, I do this because I want to help y'all. You know, I want to help y'all. Some people out here, they are a lost cause. No ability to think critically. No ability to think critically, to connect dots. When you hear something, does this really match up? If they said this 2 months ago, why are they saying something different now? Where's the proof? This doesn't make sense. But a lot of people don't think like that. They just follow orders. Follow orders, good little robots, good little machines. So I am not that. And, you know, I recognize that there are people like that. And I got to tell you, there is a part of me that just says, you know what, more for me. Because that person is walking off of a cliff. If you have lost your ability to think critically, you are walking off of a cliff. You better be able to read and research and think and start connecting dots. All right. So I guess that's all I wanted to say. Now, I didn't also want to seem like I was attacking vegans, but you guys can look this up. You know, just YouTube. Go to YouTube and look at some of the suffering and the horror stories that these vegans that were practicing this religion, this way of life for years, how it affected them and their health. You know, and just ask your vegan friend, are they ever healthy? Are they ever healthy? All right, so that's all I got. Avoid the GMOs, avoid the genetically engineered foods, avoid that crap. Just get it out of your house. Stop buying it for your kids. You know, nobody deserves your money if they're poisoning you. Nobody deserves to get your hard-earned dollars, and if they're giving you something in return that's going to make you sick or affect your genetics. Nobody deserves your money like that, you know? So stop eating garbage. That's the most important thing that we need to do now more than ever. Stop eating garbage and get into the gym, y'all. So if you need help with nutrition, like a ketogenic diet, I know some of you have tried it before and you may have failed, and I have different solutions for that. Like I said, I think you need to use or take or eat carbs every 4 days. You need to cycle carbs in, not just do 30 straight days of ketogenic eating, all right? Control your alcohol, guys. Life's not, well, I mean, life's kind of jacked up, but control your alcohol and pray to the Heavenly Father. Pray to the Heavenly Father, Brian Schneider. That's the solution. The Messiah, Jesus. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night.